Hi. If nothing else woke you up, I'm sure that did. My name is Uma Rudd Chia, and today I'm going to talk to you about how the book that Amazon rejected 3 times became a Kindle bestseller. Let's get to it, shall we? All right, here we are. If you see that book up there, you see 10 things brands could do to survive a crisis. I've even put a QR code there so you can buy the book. Buy it now at an introductory offer of US $1. This is the last week I'm selling it for US $1. Next week onwards, the price goes up to $4.99. So you better get the book, right? So moving on, let me get started and tell you the story. 10 Things Brands Could Do to Survive a Crisis was written under 24 hours over 4 days last couple of weeks ago, right? The couple of months ago, actually, in April. The truth is, I could have done it in one sitting, but with 2 kids doing home-based learning, including online piano and French lessons, a full-time job with back-to-back meetings, running my own creative department, a husband at home working from the best room in the house. Well, okay, I have to confess, recently he's given up the best room to me. So yay, thank you, husband. And I also have a dog that gives me allergies, with COVID-19 like sinus symptoms from being around him 24/7. I decided that for the sake of my health and sanity, I can't just sit down and do it straight in 24 hours. I could do that when I was a teenager or when I was in uni, but now I need to pace it out. So in the meantime, Amazon's ebook publishing engine seemed to be suffering from its own set of COVID-19 crisis, right? Because of all the flack they drew thanks to the rubbish that was being published with fake COVID-19 healthcare remedy. There were so many books in the marketplace with things like how goji berry could heal COVID-19. So Amazon decided they were going to clamp down on these books. They decided to become stricter about usage of the word COVID-19, words like coronavirus. So hey, when I published my book, all these rules kicked in. So my initial title was 10 Things Brands Could Do to Survive COVID-19. And guess what? It got rejected. I had to alter my cover, my title, and tweak certain words to make this past the criteria. Even after 3 rounds of rejection and changes, I just refused to give up because I worked too hard to let this one go. Plus, the Google algorithm became stricter over that week. Sundar Pichai and his team decided, hey, we're going to put a lot of money to weed out fake news. And that includes pointing everyone looking for information on COVID-19 to the official sources. And because my title and some of the words there had coronavirus or COVID-19, automatically it was rejecting it. So, so when people do search for these words, this means the chances of people finding my book are slim if the algorithm is going to push them away from my book and point it towards the official sources, right? So all that rejection became a blessing when I finally got my book published. But before that, I have to tell you, one of the things that I did was, to motivate myself to make sure I published the book no matter what hurdles I faced, was I told everybody about the book. I got on the Crypto Curry Club webinar in the US run by the Tiny Giants on the 9th of April. And when I wasn't even sure whether the book was going to get published, I was getting rejected by Amazon. But I went there and I said, hey, on Monday the 13th, my book's going to be published. Then I did a radio interview with a local radio station in Singapore about a book I hadn't published, saying, look out, the book's coming, despite all that Amazon rejection. So now, I had to save face. I had to do whatever I needed to do to make sure that my book got published. Now, if that isn't faith, I don't know what is. So then the good news, right? I was talking about good news. The good news came on Good Friday. It was out on the 10th of April, my book. Yay! It was super, super exciting. I was really excited when that email finally came through, because it got to a point where every time I got an email from KDP, Kindle Direct Publishing, I kept thinking, oh, this is another rejection. Oh, what else must I do? So when this email came in and said, congratulations, your book is now available on the Kindle store, I was super, super, super excited. But then the hard part started. I sat at my laptop that night and started promoting my book to the marketer groups I was part of. You know, they say it takes a village to raise a child. Well, my book child needed a village to make it a bestseller. And the villagers were from my AI creativity and ads WhatsApp community, my keynote women speakers community, my Weber Shandwick and IPG family, and my awesome friends, my family, and complete strangers on LinkedIn who are following me, who lent their support. And in under 24 hours, get this, my book made #1 new release, #5 bestseller in PR, #6 bestseller in PR in the Kindle store, and #8 bestseller in question and answer references category. So it was quite, I was so blessed. I was so blessed and I was so grateful. I wrote the book for 3 reasons. You must always have a why, and what problem your book is, your whatever you're creating is solving. Whether you're writing a book or you're coming up with some amazing technology or innovative solution, right? What is the problem you're solving? I had 3 reasons to write my book. The first is, there's so much bad news out there. I wanted to put positivity and hope out there at a time when brands were practically giving up. I've been in the advertising industry for 20 years and I wanted people to feel hope. Everyone deserves hope. And then I wanted to give, number 2, I wanted to give real, solid, instantly doable ideas that brands can pivot and use to get out of this fog of despair. There's so many people out there and they're always writing books or giving webinars and talking about, oh, you can do this. Oh, you're able to do this. Your brand is positioned to succeed. And you've said that for 45 minutes to an hour. You've paid good money and you're wondering, great. Tell me how. And they say, goodbye. Come to my next webinar. Well, I didn't want to do that with my book. I wanted them to look at my book and have real ideas that they could hit the ground running with. And so I had this book with all these ideas. It's only $1 US, but inside there are tens of thousands of dollars worth of ideas that you can use immediately, and you can create campaigns for your brands. Fresh campaigns at really low cost without breaking any safe distancing laws. So yeah, get the book. The third reason is I wanted to create a bestseller. Look, if I'm going to tell people you need to be positive, there is hope, you can do well, and you can succeed, and I'm going to tell people here are some really cool ideas that are doable, take it, do it, I needed to put my money, well, not really my money, but I needed to show action, right? I needed to prove that what I'm saying works. And one way to prove it is to write this book and make it a bestseller. The proof is in the pudding. Please, I'm not a pudding, but so I wanted to create a bestseller in the midst of a pandemic to show that even in the worst conditions, success is possible. So I succeeded on all 3 fronts and learned one very important lesson. I mentioned it earlier. Success is a collaboration. You cannot succeed alone. You cannot succeed alone. You cannot succeed alone. So to all of you who have bought my book and are going to, I want to say thank you. I want to read an excerpt from chapter 1. Now, if everyone out there thinks they're going to lose, it means there's less people wanting to win and more opportunities for you. Just by thinking they're going to lose, they've disqualified themselves of the opportunities that are out there during this pandemic. That's right, there are opportunities out there during this pandemic. And if you go in with a winning mindset, yes, you may make some mistakes, you may suffer some misses, but chances are, despite that, you'll thrive, because success is not a circumstance. No, success is a mindset. So, are you ready to win? Well, you can buy this bestseller once again at an introductory offer of just US $1. Scan the QR code, or Google the title on your local Kindle store. 10 things brands could do to survive a crisis. You can also download the Kindle app for free on your mobile devices. It's on iOS app. It's on the iOS as well as Android devices. You can download it, and kindly leave me a review once you've done it. Yeah. Well, I hope that was helpful. I hope I inspired and I encouraged you. Thank you very much. Have a great weekend. Goodbye.